lesson will get me into trouble.
What's the consequences to teaching, sir?
Because it's a really, really tough lesson. Because whatever I say will offend somebody. Because everybody has some idea what makes their life count, right? So I happen to propose an idea that's not very popular. Okay? So you don't have to agree with everything I said, but at least I want you to think about it, right? Think about it and then tell me that I don't agree with you. Okay? That's fine, right? But at least I want you to think about it, because I do not come to this conclusion that meaning is the only thing that makes life worth living. I don't come to that conclusion lightly. It's after many, many years of research, many years of clinical practice, and also just observing my own family. You know, my own family and my friends. See what happened to them. What they devote their life to pursue happiness, to pursue money. And I know how destructive it can be. So that's why today I'm telling you 3 big lies, okay? One big lie is I can't do anything. Second lie is that, all you need to be happy. The third lie is money make everything go. Money make the world go wrong. Okay? Now, this morning, a Chinese mother called me. She said, I have a 35-year-old son who does nothing. Just stay home. Can you help him? I know people come to your group, they're all nice people. Do you know any girl that can introduce my son? I said, I'm sorry, I'm not in the matchmaking business. I said, I'm in the business of sharing with people how to live a meaningful life. That's my vision, that's my mission. Yeah, if he wants to find a girl, he come in and look for himself, okay? So, he can do anything. The mother had to find a wife for him. 35-year-old man. Who would like to marry him? Yeah. But anyway.
But he still lives at home, right?
Yeah, he still lives at home.
There you go. That's why.
The parents feed him. The parents look after him, trying to find him a wife. And to see the old professor can find a girl there. But anyway, now, you all agree that life goes by quickly, right? I'm now 76. My whole life pretty well gone. But in my mind, I'm still as like a child, I'm still childlike. I'm not old in my mind, right? I still like to play and like to have fun, like curious about life, learning things. So I don't consider myself old, but I can die anytime, right? Last night I have with my friend Gordon Young. He had brain surgery. He could have gone. So that's why we need to really learn how to make it worthwhile. Okay? There's only one life. Anybody know C.T. Studd? This Christian, he said, I have only one life, we will soon pass away. For next line, only what is done for Christ will last. So you only have one life. Right? You pass away soon. You have to devote your life to something that will outlast you. Life is like water in the river. You can't hold it, you can't grab it, you can't save it, but you can invest it in something that will yield fruits, life, and everlasting rewards. You can invest your life in something worthwhile, something that will outlast you. Okay? But there are 3 lies that prevent you from living your dream. The first lie is what? I can't do anything because my parents. my parents. I can't do anything because of my wife or my husband. Or because of my circumstances. I'm poor. I'm an immigrant. I speak with an accent. I don't speak good English. I have no connection. I don't have education. Oh, I'm sick. You can give yourself all kinds of excuses to justify your miserable life.
Amen.
You understand that, right? People say, oh, I'm hopeless. I'm homeless and I'm hopeless. I'm a drug addict. I'm a cancer patient. I'm this, I'm that. Last week I went to the memorial of John Kwa, Go Huan Mo Xi. So, according to the testimony from various people, so when he was 16, he was very sick. All his life, his weak physical illness. He was sick and no education. He had 9 children, he's the oldest one. So they escaped to Hong Kong like refugee, like myself, refugee from mainland China in Hong Kong. And he had to work in uncle's factory to help support his family. So one night, in desperation, he said, oh, I'm sick, I have no education, my life, what happened to my life? So that evening, he surrendered his life to God. Okay? So God has seen fit that he had done so much, in Toronto, that so many people, came to know Christ through him. So I know many people, the founder of Alliance Church, and many people who are sick, physically weak, and no education and no money, and yet, they're alive, but giving their life to God, and they have helped so many people. So do not just say no. Do you know why? When you say, I can't do this, I can't do that, the limitation is all in your mind. Remember, not too long ago, over 100 years ago, people say, oh, no one can ever fly. If God intended us to fly, he would have created us with wings. The Wright brothers do not accept it, no. They invented the flying machine, right? Not too long ago, people believed that no human being can beat the 4-second limit in 100-meter dash. Nobody. It's not physically possible to run faster than 4 seconds in 100 meters. But now, so many people have broken the barrier. So that limitation, the 10-second barrier, is in the head, not in reality. Similarly, when you say, I can't do this, I can't do that, it's all in your mind. There's one story about a real case. A depressed person wants to see a psychologist. He said, Doc, I can't do anything in my life. The psychologist said, are you sure you can't do anything? Can you walk? Yes, I can walk. Now walk towards me. He walked towards me. Can I do this? Can I do that? After many demonstrations, he began to realize that actually he can do many things only if he tries. Okay? Mm-hmm. So it is normal, it's natural for us to have self-doubt, right? Sometimes I doubt what I can do this, do that. Now more recently, I accept a challenge to write a textbook. Now that will take 2 or 3 years. I say, oh, I'm 76. By the time I finish, I'll be 80. I'm too old for a big project. But after much prayer consideration, I accept the challenge. I say yes. I say yes because why? Because I say that if I say no, I'll never do it, right? If I say yes, I might get it done. I might be still standing around after 2 or 3 years, right? I might be still standing, right? So for those who have faith, so I believe that I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me. So if you have faith in you, then you have extra strength to believe that you can do the impossible. Okay? Whenever you say, I can't, the other voice say, you can. Right? You can. Don't let the word I can stop you from doing the job you need to do. Because all of us have a challenge lying ahead of us, trying to do something that you thought impossible. All my life, everything I did, people told me impossible, cannot be done. Everything, all my accomplishments, because I step out by faith, people say, oh, it cannot be done, they're not possible. I prove them wrong. That's my joy, okay? Proving them wrong. Whatever people tell you cannot do, tell them, I'll prove you wrong. Yes. Say amen, right? Yes. I will prove you wrong. By faith, by determination, I will do the impossible.
Amen.
You know, that's my life story, right? Now here, little girl, Anne Frank. Do you know about her story? She was hiding for her life because she was Jewish. The Nazi Germany tried to capture her. She was hiding in a little place for 2 years, from 13 and to 14. During the 2 years hiding, she kept a diary. The diary is not full of mystery and fear. Look at the diary. The good news is that you don't know how great you can be, how much you can love, what you can accomplish, and what your potential is. I mean, in the diary, in her little mind, in her head, full of hope, full of optimism, that we all have great potentials. Even though she died young, 15, she was captured and sent to a concentration camp and died. But in that 2-year period, she wrote something so beautiful, so moving. And so we're in a much better position than she is, right? Than she was. She can be captured at any time. Don't tell me that I'm just an immigrant, I'm sick, I'm this. I'm all that too. I'm an immigrant. I was sick, okay? And she was in even worse situation. So the key is that don't you forget that you have great potential. There's great potential in each one of us, okay? So yes, you can. And do not estimate your strength. Do not estimate your purpose. Do not estimate your ability to achieve your dream. And whenever the voice say, I can't, you shout back, say, yes, you can. Yeah, yes, you can. The letters, yes, you can, with a new voice you hear. Yes, you can, okay? Now, everybody has much to offer. Some have intellect, some have creativity, but all of us have the potential to have compassion, to have caring for other people, to have love. All of us have offered something to this world. If anyone just occupy the land without doing anything, shame on them. Anybody can do something for somebody. Anybody can do something for somebody. If this old man can still do something, you young people can do more. Amen. Right? And can do a lot more. Anne Lang is really inspiration. I wish you hear her story. She gone through sickness and trauma, all kinds of things. And she's still full of life, full of vitality, still want to pursue her PhD. You know, listen to her story. And Joyce Lee is another inspiration to us. And she just wrote a book about her life. Joyce Lee is there, right? And you can see her. Right? I mean, there are many people among us, they all have a story to tell. Each story can inspire us, empower us to be better than we are today, tomorrow.
Yes.
Every story can be inspiring. Okay? Be a life story that inspires others to live better. Either drag other people down or you lift others up. In all your preaching, all your God, all Jesus, all the stuff will not help unless you live a life that inspires other people, right? Right? You always just sit down judging people. That's not going to do you much good, do anybody any good. So you have to cultivate yourself and devote yourself to help others. Now, I say bring out the best in you. I'm saying two things. Bring the best in you, bring the most noble characteristic of human nature. Bring out the spiritual faculty inside you. Bring your compassion for love, for compassion, for caring. Bring out those parts in you. You have to be a good human being before you can be a good engineer, a good doctor, a good nurse, a good anything.